Hi, this is Miss Hall, and we're going to look at list operations. Determine what is printed by the following code. So we have numbers. It's a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, and we have some kind of variable called BAS that starts at 0. Let me write that BAS gets set to 0. So for each item in numbers, so for every item in the list, we are going to check if the item mod 2 is equal to 1. So for example, the first time around, this is in a different color, we're going to say item is 7. So is 7 mod 2 equal to 1? Question mark. So mod is division, is the remainder after division. So 7 divided by 2 is 3 with a remainder of 1. So yes, that is true, meaning we look inside this if statement and it says BAS gets BAS plus 1. So BAS goes up by 1. Now we go back to the 4, line 3. So now we've got 8, and we're going to check the if statement. 8 mod 2, is that equal to 1? So 8 divided by 2 is 4 with no remainder, so it is not equal to 1. Therefore, we don't go inside this if statement, right? We only perform this command if the condition is true. It's not, so we go back to the 4. So the next number in this is 2. We have 2, if 2 mod 2 is equal to 1. Well, 2 divided by 2 is 1 with no remainder, so it is not equal to 1. We don't do anything to BAS. Next item on the list is 4. 4 mod 2. Is that equal to 1? 4 divided by 2 is 2, no remainder, so no. Then we have 8. 8 mod 2, is that equal to 1? And 8 divided by 2 is 4, no remainder. So we've gone through every item in the list. It is time for line 10, which says display BAS. Well, BAS is 1. So this is what is printed out, 1. So in other words, what we just did is we checked each item in the list and we checked how many of them were odd numbers, right? How many of them divided by 2 left a remainder of 1, and there's only 1 in that list that's an odd number. That is the first item, which is 7. Let's look at another one. Determine what is printed by the following code. So we have a list of numbers that is stored as list, and for each item in the list, we're going to check if the item is 9, we're going to display found. So the first item in the list is 9. Okay, so if the item is 9, it is, I'm going to display found. So let me write found. That's when I look at the list as 9. So I've looked at 9. Now I go to 6. If the item is 9, it's not. So I do not perform what's inside these curly brackets because if was not true. Now I'll look at 12. If the item is equal to 9, it's not. And 9, if the item is equal to 9, it is display found. So I will display found twice, and that is the answer.